Hi guys, Brain here, and welcome to another commentary video. Today's gonna be a little bit of a different one today because this is kind of like a follow-up or a lead-up to a lot of the conversations we've been having lately about the whole DC debacle and how we feel about the DC penalty. And this is something that I made a video on last week, kind of talking about my feelings about it. TLDR, I don't feel like I'm very much entitled to other people's time. That's just kind of like a thing I feel just in general, not even just with Dead by Daylight, but things in general. So it's just something I kind of carry over into DBD is I don't feel entitled to other people's time. If they want to leave, they want to leave. I'm not here to like analyze their reasons as to why or not. So I generally think it's kind of like weird to want to make the DC penalty longer like it ended up being. But yeah, there's that whole video last week if you want to get more into my thoughts about that. Anyways, I wanted to talk today more specifically about a certain aspect of DCing that I've always found really like strange when it comes to the DVD community, and it's the question of who does DCing actually affect? Who does DCing actually affect in the world of Dead by Daylight? Because I feel like the people that ended up getting upset about it are kind of like the roles are kind of reversed. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So the thing I've always noticed that I always found weird about the Dead by Daylight community is I feel like the people that often get the most frustrated and the most upset about the DCs that happen in a game is usually the killers, which is very interesting to me because this is a very common sentiment I hear not only across killer main streams, but also like just killers on Twitter and, you know, basically the general community at large, is that people say that they feel like they got robbed of a game. That's kind of like the main like vocab that I hear used is they feel robbed. They feel robbed of a game when they see a survivor DC or give up on Hook really early in a match. And it's something that I will say first, as a devil's advocate, it's something that I have felt firsthand. Mentioned in yesterday's video that I had like a 12-hour stream where I spent like 5 hours of it learning Wesker. And there was a match with 4 P100s. So I was like, you know, most players will be like, oh my god, 4 P100s, they're gonna dunk on me and I'm super scared. But like, you know, I was trying to learn and get better at the character. So I'm like, oh, perfect. Who better than to like, you know, sharpen my sword than someone who, you know, a 4-man team of P100s, people that at least have soaked a lot of hours into the game. But what better group of people to try to get better at than like really good survivors, or at least very, you know, people that have played the hour, put in the hours to at least supposedly be good, you know? And I was really excited for that. And half the team ended up giving up on Hook. Yeah, so I didn't really get to like actually learn or improve like I wanted to. And it was deflating. It was deflating. But that was like very minor. That was very minor. And this is where I'm going to turn you on your own. This is where I'm going to turn you around. This is what I'm telling you. I don't get that logic. Because for me, that was more of like a fleeting feeling. That was like, darn, that would have been a really good opportunity to learn. And then that was it, right? Like that's as far as my emotions went with it. I'm just like, that's really disappointing. And then I just like played out the rest of the match. But you know who realistically had the worst time in that match? The other two survivors. It was 2 Nias and 2 Fang Mins. The 2 Nias both gave up on Hook. And you know, left the two. There were 2 bunny. They were bunny Fang Mins, so like say with that what you will. But yeah, who really had a bad time there? Did I have an awful time? A tiny bit. I got robbed of learning my character a bit more against a really good survivor or potentially very good survivors. But the people that realistically really suffered in that scenario were the 2 Fang Mins, who now had 0 chance to win because they gave up at like 4 gens. So like it's not like they were close to winning or anything like that. So now the 2 Fang Mins are locked in a match where basically it's a foregone conclusion, right? They can't do all 4 gens and leave unless I completely throw or I like start farming. They can't like really commit to like chases or anything, because if they commit to a chase, then the other person can't do the gens because they have to come get you off Hook and heal you. And then like obviously I'm probably gonna come back to Hook because like there's only 2 people in the game and now I know where the 2 people are, you know? Like it's just a lose-lose, and it feels pointless to play that out. But you know, you can't DC because you're gonna get hit with a 5-minute penalty, and until I find you and hook you, you can't give up on Hook yet. So who's really having a bad time here? It's realistically the people that are left behind. Well, I found it so strange that like there were like people who play Survivor who would rather not have the DC bots. I found that so strange. That was a sentiment that was a thing and still is to some people. when the DC bots are a thing. Is that they were saying like, hey, we don't want DC bots. If somebody DCs, we just want to play the 3v1. It's like, why? Why do you want less points and a doomed match? Like, why do you want that? Why not just at least have like a body there that could potentially do gens or potentially like loop a bad killer? Like, why would you want to have nothing there? Like, it's just so strange to me, because those are the situations I actually find to be the worst. Is when is not, you know, me on the killer end getting, you know, robbed of a game or robbed of something. And you know, I should realistically feel that more presently, because I'm a content creator. I'm either, most of the time I'm playing this game, I'm either streaming or making YouTube content, which means if people are giving up, it's directly affecting my ability to entertain other people. But I don't take it that deep, because I know that the people that are left behind in that match are going to have a much worse time than me, the one dude, me the killer. The other 3 survivors, or however many gave up, are going to be the ones suffering, because their match is kind of a foregone conclusion. It's a doomed match, and it's just a sucky situation. It's just a really, really sucky situation. And so I just always found it really strange that like killers feel like they get the really like the blunt end, the bad end of the deal when it comes to a survivor giving up or DCing, because clearly to me, the side that clearly gets way more affected and has way more detriments are the rest of the survivor team. They're the ones that are stuck in a dune match. They're the ones stuck with less blood points. They're the ones stuck with, you know, all of the trappings that come with somebody leaving the game early. But I just don't know. Maybe there's something I'm not understanding. Maybe there's something you guys can help me with. It's like, why do killers feel like they're like the main ones who suffer when a survivor gives up? Let me know down in the comments below, because that's something that I feel like I'm just like missing, and maybe there's something I'm just not understanding. You know, like I can't have all the answers. I'm not clairvoyant. Maybe there's something I'm just not thinking of. I mean, like the only thing I can really think of is just kind of like the general like, oh, sorry, I wanted to use my perks, or I wanted to practice this killer, but like other than that, that's not really that intense, as much as somebody literally now knowing their match is just done and it's just doomed, you know? So let me know. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, guys. That's it for today's video. But I do upload daily, so I will see you tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.